Sonic Mania! My name is Sage Blake. I'm a wanderer, storyteller, artist mature, and this time on Sage After, we've got a game that I could have sworn I played at one point, but I guess I didn't. So in other words, it's an illusion. Much like my ring counter in the lower left. I have a bit of a story, and that story is very, very short. I tried recording this, but as it turns out, the recording decided, oh hey, you know what'd be fun? Let's mash up my voice with the actual recording of the game itself. So, yay, I'm not gonna deal with uneditable garbage. I'd also like to mention that for this specific stage, there's gonna be a ridiculous amount of slowdown. It's unfortunately not my fault in this case. Something about the backgrounds of this specific stage are just way too busy, and as a result, it's causing a whole bunch of hiccups with frame rate. Nothing a little optimization can't fix, but honestly, you're gonna see this issue quite a bit for this specific title. Either random slowdown in places or weird bugs. I've encountered at least 3 in my original recording that I'm unfortunately scrapping because there's no way in hell anyone would want to listen to stupidly loud music in tandem with my voice. And that's another thing I also need to mention. The music in this game is super loud. I'm gonna be tuning it down in the actual edit, but just on record, this is how it sounds normally. Alright, game, give me something good to eat. Oh! Of course! In the one recording that goes incredibly well, I get nothing but bars. Bars, bars, and maybe a character head. That's a head. And then in the second recording, of course, what's the first actual result I get? Eggman! So all of my rings go in the John. Wonderful! Gonna get the rare triple bar, except it's not actually rare at all and happens way too often. No! I get robbed. Beautiful! Oh well. Not that much of a big deal, really. Holy criminy! Nope! You jerk coconuts. But yeah, as for this specific game and what it entails, Sonic Illusion is a fan game meant to take place after Sonic Mania and, by extension, Sonic Forces. Sonic's come back from that little excursion, well, classic Sonic rather, and as a result of everything, has to deal with the Phantom Ruby now that it's finally back in his dimension. Jerk! Jerk! That's fine. We're getting all the special stages. Ugh. We're getting all the special stages this time around. And of course, because I need the scratch, I'm gonna be losing a lot of time on the Gumball Machine. Why? Why? I hate the Gumball Machine. No, really, I actually hate the Gumball Machine. It's one of the most annoying special stages I have ever had the pleasure of playing. I'll take this shield. just... It's not fun controlling yourself in the Gumball Machine. It's tricky to get the things that you want to get out of it, if you can get what you want to get out of it. And on top of that, it's kind of just annoying. I would sooner take pinball, and that says a lot. What also says a lot is this shield absolutely breaks this boss in half. I'm sorry, Eggy. Here you come in with your favorite wrecking ball and everything, and as it turns out, today is not your day. Shocking, I know. But hey. This is also super loud. And be thankful that I'm not letting you guys hear the original of this, because it would absolutely murder your eardrums. Speaking of murder, these rails have a bit of a glitch to them. For whatever reason, on the slanted rails specifically, trying to jump up into them causes you to grind on the bottom. That's not how those work. And again, it only happens with the slanted ones, because this straight one right here, nothing. Nothing to worry about. I don't want that. Granted, this is a test stage, but in a couple places the layout is a little questionable. Like, case in point, back there with the weird rail. In tandem with that, there's also a one-shot hazard around here, in the form of a pit, which will sneak up on you. Case in point. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world to be minding your own business and then suddenly fall into the pit. It's like Dimps decided to have a field day. I am giving the creator a little too much flack in this case, to which I will apologize. It's at least a little bit unwarranted. Although, it's also very annoying to get out of here, because you constantly go back and forth if you have even the slightest bit of momentum. So you kind of have to just angle yourself in the very middle of that, do a bunch of spins, you can make it. I feel like I got ripped off. Excuse me? It's called a drop dash, not a drop Sonic. Alright, let's try this. Make this jump. Oh, good. Don't you love it when you try to make a jump and there's a pit? Oh, this leads all the way back here? Trailwords do. I never really addressed this in the original recording that I did for this, but this game controls really nicely. It's exactly as you'd expect from Sonic Mania, so don't feel that you're going to be too lost in the sauce trying to figure this out. Bit of a box test area here for an Unop. Invincibility, rangs, every basic bitch barrier in the game. So basic shield right here, fire shield, electricity shield, water shield. There's a speed up, there's an Eggman monitor, which will damage you if you touch it. There's also this shield, which gives you what looks to be a jump dash. It's a homing attack. There's also Pooper Sonic. Alright. Now that we've gone through the test stages, let's actually go through the main stages of the game. There are 5 of them in total, if I remember correctly. If not, then yeah, what you're seeing right here is more than enough. And at that, we also gain access to 5 different characters. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mighty, Ray. All of them control exactly as you think within Sonic Mania Plus. So without further ado, Tails, let's get going, shall we? I never commented on this before. This music. This is Kirby. This is Yet again, Kirby crossing with Sonic. How many times are we gonna have this happen? And again, we also had Kirby cross with Mega Man this year too, so yeah, something to look at. Only maybe. Whee! For those who don't know how Tails controls, pretty much the same as Sonic, only double tap the jump button and Tails will fly. As is standard, if Tails hits an opponent, if Tails hits an enemy with his tails, then he'll shred them. Just as usual. All is right with the world. Unfortunately, only Sonic can use the effects of shields, which I understand why that's the case, just so Sonic actually has use and everything, but I don't know, I feel like it'd be nice if the other characters could use some of the elemental shield effects. If not in the same ways as Sonic, then at least in some different way. Also, this is a mine. Why are there sea mines in a beach resort? You got me. Maybe they're trying to cull the amount of sharks in the area? Again, if that were the case, there's gotta be a better solution. Just a thought. Yeah. Tails can also swim, so take advantage of that. Shred it. Why did I think that was a good idea? Donkey Frog. I believe special stages come up from these at certain ring intervals. I want to say it's 20 for the Gumball Machine, and otherwise 50 for the pinball table. Just in case you want it. How many? Those rings were not supposed to be there. Just want to point that out. Rings are not supposed to be phasing through the floor. The only time when rings are allowed to touch the floor is if they're either from a wedding or they were originally deep fried and battered parts of onion. And even then, the other is very sad. Do not do that. I don't care for onions, but do not do that to onion rings. Someone will have your head. Whee! That's a cute little crab enemy. Donkey wants to remove its shell. Ah! How many cheap shots am I gonna get? Game, work with me here, please? Gah, fine. Crab meat. Special stages do not exist in the game quite yet, but there are plans for them. Keep in touch if you happen to like what you see from Sonic Illusion here. Okay, that one's just me being careless. I'll admit to that one. I'm not above or below admitting faults. But yeah, I think one of the bigger reasons why sometimes these stages lag is either because of background elements or a few too many animations causing too much load. Potentially, there needs to be some quality of life added to fix some of the things that are causing the slowdown. That'll come with time. Also, speaking of time, a peculiar instance of referencing Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in the form of coconuts and an extreme gear. Ah. Coconuts is a relatively simple pattern. They'll climb up around one of these trees, lob a straight shot coconut at you, then move to a neighboring tree. Coconuts himself isn't the issue so much as his backup dancers, though, who are constantly in the trees above, peppering you with extra coconuts, just in case. Simple fight. I guess we could say, No. I was gonna make a terrible joke like Coconuts is more than a little bit cracked, but that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I could also make a joke about coconuts being fruit. Yeah, coconuts are actually fruit and not nuts. These trees, by the way. I feel like the animation could use a little bit of work. It's not exactly obvious that they're springboards, 1, and 2. They're really gentle when flinging you. It's ill-fitting, if I may. The animation could better represent that fact that you're being flung about by the tree. Definitely not a rubber tree, I'll tell you that much. Well, it does spring you like rubber. Oop. Whee! This is a lot of slowdown. What the hell? Like, granted... Actually, no, it shouldn't be an issue. Just in case, I'm gonna see about closing DaVinci Resolve that I currently have running. See if that changes things. I actually want to click into the window, me. Because, like, for these stages, not much lag, if in any. No lag, no slowdown, nothing to worry about. And on top of that, having the 2 instances of OBS that I do have open to not just record my voice, but also the game, usually isn't taxing on my PC. Oh, you son of a butt! That's twice now! Last time, I was sent to the bar. This time, I'm apparently sent to the bouncer. Evidently, I'm not old enough to visit this club. Excuse me. I'll take that. Rude. Yeah, there's still a bit of slowdown happening, so it's not really... I know for a fact it's not really my computer that's responsible for this. It's just a lack of optimization in places. Because, and I'm pretty sure I've stressed this multiple times, while it is a B-list gaming rig, it is still a gaming rig, and it's a fairly beefy one compared to some of the ones that exist. I'm supposed to have more than enough RAM, more than enough memory for most games that I'd want to play, if not almost all of them. There is very little excuse for this. Well, rather, there's very little that I could point to on my computer specifically that would be the cause. So that would mean I'd have to default to the next thing, and that is the game itself. As much as Olympic and I bash each other, I do take good care of my computer. I make sure to clean it. Lovingly. Occasionally. With like 30 Q-tips. Here's a Q-tip. Probably don't use 30 Q-tips. There's gotta be a better solution. I'll do the research. Metal. Here we go again. Metal's got quite a few attacks at his disposal. Some of them are fairly predictable, others are a little bit tricky. This one is one of the trickier ones. Though not specifically this variation of it, one that comes up later. Donk. Get in the drink. 2, 1. This one. Metal decides to fire off a few shots at you. And you don't get too much time to react to them. You don't get too much of a tell on where it's locking in, either, until it's already fired. But once you get a grasp on how the attack works, it's not too terrible to dodge it. Usually it requires you to get nailed by it 1 or 2 times, though. And now we get into the Volkmeyer's Inferno part of this boss battle. It would be nice to have modifiable height for for your jumps while on the jet sled here, but actually thinking about it, this is an extreme gear. Regardless, it'd be nice if you can like modify the height of your jumps and everything, but you can't. Ah, crap! This attack. Oh, he actually does fire at his feet. Huh. Every single other time I've seen that attack, he's been firing at the left side and dragging right, as opposed to right and dragging left. That's a new one. Arrgh! Jerk. Alright, give me another Volkmeyer's Inferno. And for the last phase of the fight, he surrounds himself in electricity while doing all his bouncing around, meaning it's really easy for him to cold clock you at a weird opportunity. Dead. All in all, I like this boss fight. I can make a terrible joke and say it's, hella metal. Okay, let's, that was the wrong button, me. Let's go to the Fled Foundry. I don't know what I was thinking when I heard the name Flooded Foundry. I was immediately assuming that it was going to be, like, full of water and everything. No! A foundry doesn't deal in water, me. It deals in metal. And speaking of metal, you might recognize the music being used here, and it's, an interesting choice. Spinball. Hell, the boss is Spinball. Ah! I jumped! Granted, like, while the artwork for the Egg Scorpion here has been ripped straight from, Beep. Spinball. That doesn't mean the boss operates entirely like its Spinball counterpart! Oh. It's got an attack where it will drip acid at one of two positions, and adding to its threat level, additional mines that will be launched every, I believe, 6 seconds? 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 4 seconds, sorry. When those mines hit the lava, then they'll cause a water spout, yes. A lava spout that will soak up part of the arena and make it harder for you to deal with Eggy. After you dispatch his tail, all he'll have left is the mines to use. But there still comes the issue of actually hitting him, which is deceptively difficult, because he only takes damage when you hit his back, and it's not exactly a great idea to stay back there. Whew. Especially since you can only get maybe one hit every so often. Ah! Try again. The mines will also create some additional shots you'll have to dodge if they hit the ceiling. Be careful with that. Oh, come on. That was a direct hit game. Done. And that's about it, really. You've got a decent amount of bosses to pick from, you've got a decent amount of stages. Overall, it's not too badly made. Do a couple things need adjustment? Yeah, but again, that's why this project is continually in development. Give it a try sometime. Although, I would also like to mention that should you download this, make sure that you also download the additional update patch. It's a little different than most update patches in the fact that instead of being lumped up with the game proper, you have to download it separately and then extract it into the same file that you have Sonic Illusion within. Then it should apply, you should be good to go. Just make sure to replace the original, you should be good. But with all things said and done, I think it's about time I return to my void with a final message. Nice. I am such a child.